Hi everybody, welcome back to Can You Put Me on Guest List. I'm Katie Knight and I've had a little 2-week podcasting break, but I'm back, I'm feeling creative, I'm feeling good and excited to share with you this week's podcast. This week, my guest is Rik Woldring. Rik has a background as a legal counsel at ING Bank, but most recently he was the managing director of leading global music and entertainment PR agency, the Media Nanny. The Media Nanny worked with massive artists such as Martin Garrix, David Guetta, Dubfire, Hot Since 82, and a lot more. Within the Media Nanny, he was responsible for the growth and diversification of the client roster into different areas within the music and entertainment world. Rik has an amazing network and a lot of artists, managers, festival promoters are just a phone call away. So in April 2019, Rik co-founded a new creative agency called The Brand Father and started to work for global brands to help them find their space in the music, entertainment and gaming industry via brand partnerships, festival and event activations, content creation and consultancy.
Martin Garrix did a partnership with 7up a couple of years ago in the US, and they gave a concert for deaf people, and I think that was also really nice. You know, they put on like all these sub packs that put on your body so you can feel the bass and the floor was vibrating, and that was like stuff like that. It's, you know, you can also give something back to your fans, and I think for the bigger artists, I think it's very important in a brand partnership. It's not for them. It's not about the money. It's about like doing something cool.
In this episode, we talk about Rik's journey, the Media Nanny, and the Brand Father. I absolutely love these two names, by the way. Brand partnerships with artists, projects he's worked on, and a lot more. I found this chat really interesting, and Rik's so lovely. So I hope you guys enjoy this chat too, and enjoy. This is Can You Put Me on Guest List with Rik Woldring. Okay, Rik, hello, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
It's nice to see you again. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, we see each other every year, but...
Yeah, it's like once a year, I think, we see each other.
Yeah, mostly here. And we did the Awakenings project together, of course, last year.
Yes. We're sat here on your nice balcony here in Ibiza. It's absolutely boiling, but yeah, I'm excited for this chat with you.
Well, me as well.
So I just wanted to start off from the beginning with you. Because, as you've said to me before, you started as a legal counsel at ING Bank.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, you've been working in the dance music industry for quite a while now. You're very well known. You've worked on some amazing projects. So I kind of wanted to start off knowing how you started in this industry and why and when it began.
All right. Well, when I was 19, I didn't know what to do, and I went traveling to Australia, came back, and I was like, oh shit, I need to go to uni, need to do something. And I think the most easy thing to do was to go and study law. So, you know, did that, and landed an internship at ING. And after that, I landed a job there and stayed for 7 years. But during that period, I was already like playing a lot of music and organizing parties in my hometown, Groningen, which is in the north of Holland. And
is that where you still live now?
No, I live in Utrecht now, which is like 30 minutes out from Amsterdam.
Okay.
So I was already doing quite some things in the music industry, but it was more like a hobby. I met a lot of people. I think I came to Ibiza 15 years ago, you know, just as a raver, and made a lot of friends that were working in the industry or were playing or were DJing. So, you know, I had like regular visits to Berlin and hang out with a lot of people there. So I built up a network while I was working at ING, but after 7 years I was just done with the corporate world and I needed a change. Then my sister asked me, hey, you want to join me at my company? And she's running the Media Nanny. It's a pretty well-known PR company. So I was like, yeah, screw it. I'm going to quit my job. And
bye, bank.
Yeah, bye bank. And actually, you know, I had a really great time at the bank. I learned a lot, and it's great. It's nice to have that bit more corporate experience in this music industry because, well, we'll probably speak about it a bit later. You know, there's sometimes a little bit of a lacking of professionalism in the music industry. So
yes.
Hopefully I can bring a bit of that corporate insights into that world. So that I think that's how it started. And
What year was it that you started working at the Media Nanny?
So I think that was 2016, maybe end 2015. Yeah.
Okay, and so you were managing director there.
Yeah.
And the people that don't know the Media Nanny, it is actually like the leading global music.
Well, there are a few others, there's, but I think especially in the Netherlands, we are the only PR company that is doing global representation for like music artists. So like there's not a lot of other companies, and most of them PR companies in the Netherlands, they focus just on the territory. Yeah. And that's what you see a lot, also in the US or in the UK, like the market is big enough in those countries to just to focus on one territory. But like the Netherlands is quite small, you have probably at the moment 3 outlets that write about dance music and a few newspapers. Yeah. But the Media Nanny was founded by my sister. I think this year is the 10th anniversary. So
oh, wow.
We're probably going to celebrate that a bit.
Lovely.
And we represent, quite some big artists.
Give us a few names.
Martin Garrix, David Guetta, Oliver Heldens, Sunnery, James Ryan, Marciano.
Just a few small names.
a few small names, and that's more on a bit more on the commercial pop side. And then on the other side, we represent Dubfire, Black Madonna, Tiga, Hot Since '82, Yours Ford, and probably forget a few more.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And then here in Ibiza, we have been working with the Ushuaia team for the last 3 years, which has also been great. So. It's been good fun.
So, as managing director at a company like that, what did a normal day look like for you?
Well, actually, it's 75% of my time was managing the team. At the moment, they're working 15 people, I think, and a couple of interns. So it was a lot behind the scenes, actually. So I didn't really have to deal too much like with journalists or with media. Like we had PR managers for that. I was just managing the finance, did all the sales, the business development, finding new clients. So I had like 5 different roles in one. And at a smaller size company, you can't really have a dedicated person for HR or like a finance person or so. I was like.
But I don't know if that's just smaller companies though, because like when I worked at Amnesia, and that's a big company, and I used to have like 3 roles.
Yeah, no.
I feel like it's just the dance music.
For sure, and maybe what I said before, when you work at a bank or at a multinational, you probably get a bit spoiled because for every little job there is a person. But it was good for me, I didn't have that experience, and I got the trust from my sister to run her business, and so she could still be out with a lot of the artists, and that's what she really likes, to work with Martijn and to work with David Guetta and also go on tour with them, and she is more. That's what she loves more, and for me it was a really good opportunity to learn how to run a business. Yeah. And of course, with a legal background, that helps a bit, doing contracts and doing HR and stuff like that. And actually, the last 2 years at ING, I was working at the HR department, so I was advising the board of directors on their salaries. So stuff like that.
So besides learning about running a business, what things do you think you learn about the music industry in them first years that you were at the Media Nanny?
Well, I think it's all about network. This is very, very important. You can work with some amazing talent, but you still need to have the right network to make it work. And that, especially in PR, it's all about the relationship with the journalist or with the people you work with. So I think, what I found, like we work with many artists, and some of them were very nice, and some of them were just not very nice. And what I really learned is, like, if you treat somebody nice, you get it back. And like there are a bunch of assholes in this industry as well. Like they treat people like, come on,
ego.
I don't know. Yeah, it's probably ego, and but I think the managers we work with at the Media Nanny, and we had a good working relationship with. You also get better results, and it's just friendly. You can also go out and have a drink and have some fun together. So I think that's very important to earn respect, but also give respect to the people you work with. Mm-hmm. So it's an interesting world. And what I said before, it's still a pretty young industry if you compare it to other sectors. So people in the industry are always like learning and I think exploring, and it's trial and error, I guess. Yeah,
definitely. I agree with that. And then from the Media Nanny, you recently co-founded the Brandfather. Yeah. So, which I love the name, by the way. They work really well together. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Like, like Jose and I, we have been discussing like setting up a company together for quite a while, and after 3.5 years being a managing director and managing a team of 15 people, I'm like, what I was missing is like creativity and just working on own ideas and stuff like that, and working for brands, and a bit of a longer term strategy, because that's what I also find is in the music industry, it's a lot. Oh, hey, I need this tomorrow or next week, or
or in an hour,
or in an hour, or yesterday. And like working with brands, it's more okay. We're gonna do this campaign in 6 months. Let's here's the brief. This is the budget, and come back with some creative ideas. So we talked about that, like, hey, how can we also do something with the request we get, like from brands, like, hey, I want to partner up with this artist, but we couldn't really do that within a Media Nanny, and it's like PR is just something different than working on a creative brief. So we were talking about that, and I think in November I went to have a soup with a friend of mine, Peter. It's like, hey, actually, I need somebody else to help me to set up this company, and he was working at Vice at that moment, so he was working for 5 years there, and he's like, oh yeah, okay, I need to think about it. And like, I think within a week he was like, okay, let's do it. So he quit his job, and we started working on the new company. And so the Brandfather, it's it's a bit tongue in cheek, and it connects well to the name of the Media Nanny. And it was just discussed. We were eating some sushi somewhere, like, what should be the name of that company? And we just made a joke, it should be the Brandfather. And we're like, okay. Didn't think about it anymore, and then the next day we all three were like, it's actually quite
really
a good.
Cool.
It's quite a good name, and it's funny. Some people hate it, but that's why it's also good. It's something to talk about. So I think it's been fun.
I also really like your website and like the graphics and stuff, and how it's all. I was on your Instagram the other day looking at it, and it's just I don't know. There's just so different. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, no, we So that's. When you start a business, you don't have really something to say. You can say, okay, this is who we are, this is what we did in the past. But, I think especially in this business, you want to showcase the work you have been working on. And, at the moment we are going to do some amazing projects, but it takes a lot more time to, develop and to get the content out. So we were like, okay, what shall we put on our website? And we have two friends who are amazing designers. They're called the Stone Twins. Go check them out if you need a sick brand identity. We were like brainstorming with them, and they also have all these like funny things and funny jokes. And if you go to our website, it's like, there's some funny weird stuff on there.
Oh, at first I was like, am I supposed to be clicking somewhere? And then it's all the text started coming up, and really cool. So as you said before, when you were at the Media Nanny, you did get a lot of requests from brands. So is the Media Nanny and the Brandfather, do they work on projects together at the same time? Yeah,
for sure. And I think that can also be our strength, right? When you do a cool project with a brand and an artist, it's also nice that press will write about it. So we sit in the same office actually. So we're just next door. So we can make use of the PR machine of the Media Nanny, and also vice versa. We can help advise. Like sometimes there's just some request coming in and it's not really suitable for the Brandfather, but we can also help making some plans for the Media Nanny. So for sure, and I think for us it's very important that the Media Nanny stays the PR company it is right now. So it keeps that level of clients, and we earn some trust and respect, and I'll be very honest, it really still opens doors if you say, hey, I'm Rik and I used to work at the Media Nanny, because a lot of people know it also in the Netherlands and also at the brand side actually. So for sure, it's very important that we stay together and work together.
Because you said something to me just before we started the podcast that I thought was quite interesting, that there are a lot of artists or brands that work with other brands, but nobody says anything about it. Like it's not really in press or anything. Yeah. So it's great that you guys can still work together, because that's kind of like the outlet to get it out there.
For sure, and that's what I see a lot. And I think this was also one of the reasons that we wanted to start this new company is, like there are some amazing projects being done by brands, by big advertising firms, and then the content sits on the YouTube channel of the brand or on the artist, and of course it gets some good views. But what I sometimes miss is that consumers also get to see it a bit more instead of just industry people or people working in the advertising world, or they send it in for an award or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm missing sometimes, some bit more free publicity and free some good press. And I think for a brand this is also super important to get like that complete package of visibility, not only online but also try to get some print stuff and it's not easy, with an artist. They're interesting for journalists, and for brands sometimes it just feels they want to sell something, so that's why a good relationship with a journalist is also very important still. Like you need to convince them to write about this amazing brand project, and it's not like a sales pitch or something or like an editorial. It needs to be like a cool editorial, I think.
Yeah.
So that's a lot harder for, when you do like a brand partnership. But if you can find the right angles, or you can do something really creative that people are really loving, so I think then it's a bit easier to do.
Are your brand partnerships normally with artists, or is it normally like with festivals and events, or can
No,
it be a mixture?
it can actually be both, or so we do different things. We set up activations at festivals. We sometimes just set up a deal between an energy drink and a festival, that they can just serve the drink on the festival. It can be with an artist. Sometimes there's an existing campaign, and like a brand just needs some advice on like a strategy level or on creative. And it's at the moment it's just me and Peter who are working on most of the things, and we don't have any ambition to become like the main account or like the lead account for a big brand. We're just too small for that, and it's fine. We just want to get that little niche for brands that want to do something in not just music, but I think it's entertainment in general. So it can also be with like a soccer player, or it can be with an artist like a painter or something like that, or a graphic designer, or it can be. We're quite looking at like esports and gaming at the moment. It is like a massive world. Like
Isn't it massive? It's huge.
Yeah, for sure, and it's very interesting. It's also very young, and it's a very close community. So for us, it's very interesting to to do some things there, and a lot of brands are looking at it as well, but don't have maybe the right ideas yet, and you just need some experts in that. So and for us it's very nice, we want to make that crossover between entertainment and music and brands, and to reach the right audiences.
And even like you were saying before, the music industry, the dance music industry is still very young as well. Have you seen over the last couple of years that a lot more brands are getting a lot more involved and interested now?
For sure. There is, and especially you've been to festivals in the Netherlands, right? It's like, we've been, I think, one of the first of countries that were getting so big on festivals. And if you look at Awakenings, how well produced it is, and for brands, it's very interesting to reach that audience. And so there's a lot of. So I think you have two different camps in the Netherlands. You have the festivals that are doing it totally without branding, and they're a bit more hippie and niche. They don't want big partnerships on their events. And then you have the bigger ones, but like a festival like Lowlands, which is more like a pop, dance, hip hop. It's more like a crossover festival. They do really, really cool things. They did like with another bank in the Netherlands, the Rabobank. They created the restaurant of the future. So like. They did all this stuff with vegan food and really new innovations kind of stuff. So they put on like a restaurant, and people could eat there, and they could eat the food from the future. So stuff like that is very clever and really cool. And then it's not just like, okay, this is my big beer banner on a festival, and we serve a certain type of beer, but it's really well thought of. And another example, what I found was a really cool brand partnership, actually was also at Lowlands. It was from Miele. It's a washing machine. So they recreated a massive washing machine, and actually it was a hidden club with a shower function. So people queued up, they went through the hole, and then they could they got hosed and get a wash. You know what it is at festivals. It's very hard to get a decent shower. So it was also a very, very nice partnership. So I think for sure brands are getting more and more into this, and it's just it's just a different way of reaching your target audience, and not a lot of people watch TV anymore, and especially the younger generation.
Yeah.
So it's either online, but I think if you can do some cool stuff at events, it works really, really well.
How important do you think it is for an artist to have a brand behind them?
I think it depends a bit on the level of the artist, and also in the industry. I think in this more underground techno scene, I don't think like the audience sometimes think it's wrong or something like that. That like it's not credible to do something with a brand. But if you look at the bigger artists, like Martin Garrix or David Guetta, for them, they have been doing brand partnerships for years, and for them it's also a nice way to reach new audiences. I don't think they need really those guys earn a lot of money with just playing tunes. And for them, a brand partnership is more like, okay, how do I get into these new crowds or these new audiences? And I think that's and how can they find a creative way to maybe create a new video clip or to do something really cool. Like Martin Garrix did a partnership with 7up a couple of years ago in the US, and they gave a concert for deaf people, and I think that was also really, really nice. They put on like all these sub packs that put on your body so you can feel the bass, and the floor was vibrating, and that was like stuff like that. It's you can also give some to your fans, and I think for the bigger artists. I think it's very important in a brand partnership. It's not for them. It's not about the money. It's about like doing something cool.
How does it normally work? Is it normally a brand that looks for an artist to work with, or is it normally the other way around?
The easiest way, and also for us, is when a brand is looking for an artist or for a campaign. And it's when you work the other way around, it can work, but it's more hit or miss. You need to approach a lot of brands to find just the right one, because it needs to be the right timing, it needs to fit the strategy, it needs to fit the budget, and so it's I think like the bigger deals are always coming from the brand side.
Yeah. And what would a partnership like normally look like? Is it normally like long term, or is it just normally something small, or is there just all different kinds?
I think it depends a bit, like guys that are pretty big on Instagram, for them sometimes it's just record a couple of videos and just post it, and so it's not really campaign based, and it's just more like influencer kind of work. And you can see like and I'm not a big fan of the word influencer, but I think you can see artists, and especially you can see them as an influencer or like a content creator or something like that. So sometimes just brands want to make use of the engagement or the audience on those channels, and that can work. Do
you think that they basically look at their followers? Is that how a brand would choose who they work with?
Yeah. And that's not always the right way, No. I think, but for sure, people are looking for big following. Especially the bigger brands, they look at, how many followers has this person, and what is the engagement on the page, and but yeah, sometimes when an artist has a really big following, it doesn't mean it's always the right partnership with the brand, because it can be that the following is very big in Latin America, but the brand is European based. Then you can just look at the numbers, but you really need to dive a bit deeper into it and get to see if this is the right fit. But like on these global partnerships, it's also very difficult, because it's like on these global brands, they need to have something for every territory, and at the moment in America, hip hop is like very big again, and dance music, of course, it has this big boom, but I think it's it went down a little bit, and then in Latin America, of course, Latin music is very, very popular, and in Europe it's more like dance music and stuff like that. So it's very hard to find like that one artist that ticks all the boxes. So sometimes it's better just to work with a local person, that is that can do something in the Netherlands, or can do something in Spain, or can do something in the UK.
Do you think there's a certain point in an artist's career when it is the right time to start working with brands, or do you not think there's any?
No, I think it's difficult to pin, because I see people with not so big following doing quite some cool brand partnerships, and sometimes you have brands that are really want to support emerging artists. So then when you're not as big, you make a better chance to work with some of these brands, because they want to support talent, and that's like part of their DNA. And you need to have probably something to say as well, and you need to have a bit of a coolness factor or something, and then for brands it's like, oh hey, this is quite interesting. And I think somebody like Peggy Goose, like she's been doing a lot of brand partnerships, and it's just like she ticks a lot of boxes. She's a good artist, and she looks good on photos, and she has style, and so she and I think she was doing these partnerships already like a couple of years ago, and now obviously she blew up.
Yeah, I know, it's massive.
She's massive, and she has an amazing following. And
I was laughing yesterday because she's uploaded a picture where she was on a lilo in the sea, and one of my friends forwarded it to me. She's like, "Why don't I look like that when I'm in the water?"
Right? Oh, look at me.
Looks absolutely amazing.
So I think, also there, sometimes you need a bit of luck, you need a good network, when you're maybe friends with a marketing director of a cool brand that wants to support your career. So I think there's no, real point where you can say, okay, this is the right moment to go after brands.
Yeah.
And some artists, they don't really want it. They don't want to hassle. For them, they want to play and they want to just go on the road and have fun and make music. And, it's, especially big partnerships, it's quite time consuming. You need to shoot the video, you need to shoot the content. There's like a couple of days of going somewhere and record stuff. And especially when you play a lot in the weekends, then it needs to happen during the week. But then you can't maybe make the music anymore you want to make. So it always looks easy, but there's when you record a video clip and stuff like that, it's pretty time consuming.
Yeah.
As well.
And because you're a DJ and a producer yourself, so you probably have more of an understanding of how.
Yeah, but don't make it too big. I played quite a lot like five years ago, and actually until like 3 years ago. But when I started at the Media Nanny, for me it was like, okay, I just need to focus on my job, and that's.
Yeah.
I didn't want to play so much. I did a lot of the festivals in Holland. I produced a few tunes and got some good support from some big acts. And I still have a little studio with some friends, but it's more like, okay, we go down Friday night and we bought a bunch of hardware, drink some beers, and just fuck around a little bit. But yeah, no, I don't know. I have a lot of friends that work in this industry or play music, and we've been friends for many years, and so yeah, I think I can say I know what an artist wants, or what they feel like. And I think that's also when what happens a lot is that a big advertising firm or an agency they create this whole concept around a certain artist before they actually go to the artist or go to the management. So it's like, okay, this is what we created. We have an artist, we want to have this artist for this. And then when they come to management or to the artist and they're like, actually, I'm not feeling it. And then there's probably, thousands and thousands of euros already spent on the creation of a certain concept. So we actually want to also try to do that a bit different. We want to start conversations with the talent in an earlier stage and see what they want, and if they want to co-create with us and co-create with the brand, instead of like, okay, this is what we want, this is the campaign, and just sign here. I think for an artist and their teams, it's way more interesting to be part of the creation process as well.
Of course, maybe it could be difficult for them as well if it's the first time they have worked with a brand or done a partnership before. Maybe sometimes if they get given a contract, they don't really know what they're looking for or what they're signing.
Sure. Yeah, no, for sure. But that is not only on the brand partnership side; that's also on the label side, or
true.
Like a management agreement or like your booking agency. And when you're young, you just want to probably play as much as possible, and you're super excited that people want to work with you. So I think it's also very important that just like a general advice, that like have the right people look at your contracts before you sign anything, and ask multiple persons to have a look at it, and not just your nephew who maybe did one like semester of law or something like that.
And just to finish, what would you say has been one of your favorite projects that you've worked on?
Well, I think what was really inspiring, we did a campaign with Bumble over this year. Actually, we launched it during Amsterdam Dance Event last year, and like Bumble is a dating app that really wants to empower like females and put female first and stuff like that. And we created a campaign for them called Making Moves in Music. We wanted to support female talent within the music industry, so we made this competition. Girls from Germany, the Netherlands, and the UK could send in their music or they mix it. So we had like over 500 applications, so we had to listen to all that music, which was really nice because there's actually a lot of talent.
Was that your job?
It was partly my job, and together with some people of the Bumble team as well. And then out of that selection, we invited 6 of those girls to Amsterdam for a week of masterclasses and meetings, and they could play a gig, and it was just super inspiring to work with these females. And so we did another event in Miami, through a nice dinner for people, females in the music industry. And then, actually the winner of that competition is a girl called Nikki Elizabeth. She played at Ultra. She's going to play at Mysteryland at the main stage end of August. And she just signed a deal with Compact, with the booking agency. So she's now part of the Compact family. So that, for me, from start to finish, it was just a super inspiring project. And it's nice to see that actually that we could mean something for some of these girls.
Yeah,
so,
that's incredible.
A lot of brands want to do purpose marketing, and of course, but it needs to be really in the DNA of a brand. You can't just not say, okay, now we're going to do something to make this a better world. And with Bumble, I think the brand is has that strong DNA. So it really made sense to do this. So I think that was a really nice project. And over the years, I've been lucky to work with amazing artists and talent. And what I said before, it's like when you're nice to people, they're nice to you. And I think, for me, that's also very important to keep in mind. And also in this world, it's a tough world also for brands and other agencies. But what I said is like, we just want to work together with people, not against people.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. Rik, thank you so much. It's been very, very interesting.
Thank you. It was nice to do my first podcast.
Yay!
Very good. Thank you.
And have fun in your rest of your couple of days here in Ibiza.
Will do.
Thank you.
Thank you.